Imagine looking into a night sky filled with hundreds of billions of stars, and realizing that every single point of light could be home to worlds older than Earth. Worlds that had billions of years to build civilizations, to master physics, to conquer death, to spread across galaxies. So where is everybody? Why does the universe feel so impossibly silent? That question has haunted scientists for decades, and hidden inside it is one of the most terrifying ideas ever proposed. Not that aliens don't exist, but that almost none of them survive. This idea has a name, the Great Filter, and depending on where that filter lies, humanity may already be incredibly lucky, or already doomed. The universe is unimaginably old. Our galaxy alone contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of them are older than our sun. Many have planets. Many almost certainly have Earth-like worlds. Now multiply that by hundreds of billions of galaxies. The numbers become absurd. Even if intelligent life appeared on just one out of every million habitable planets, the cosmos should already be overflowing with civilizations. Some should be millions of years ahead of us. Not centuries, millions. A civilization with that kind of head start would look less like humans and more like gods. They could reshape entire solar systems, harvest stars for energy, build computers the size of planets, travel between galaxies. Yet every telescope points toward the same unsettling answer. Nothing. No signals. No megastructures. No visitors. Only silence. This contradiction is known as the Fermi paradox. If the universe is so perfect for life, why can't we find anyone? The Great Filter offers one possible answer. Somewhere between dead matter and a galaxy-spanning civilization, there exists an obstacle so difficult that almost nobody gets past it. Every civilization eventually reaches it. Almost every civilization fails. The terrifying question is simple. Has humanity already passed the filter, or are we speeding directly toward it? If the filter is behind us, then we are unbelievably fortunate. Maybe the origin of life itself is nearly impossible. Maybe the leap from simple cells to complex organisms almost never happens. Maybe intelligence is the rarest accident in the universe. If that's true, then every tree, every bird, every whale, every human thought is part of an almost impossible miracle. We might already be the winners of a cosmic lottery so unlikely that it only happened once. But there is another possibility, and it is infinitely darker. Maybe the hardest part comes later. Maybe civilizations almost always destroy themselves before reaching the stars. That possibility changes everything, because it means countless intelligent species may have looked into their own skies, wondering exactly what we're wondering now, only to disappear forever. Before anyone heard them, before anyone knew they existed, their histories erased by time, their planets left silent, like nothing ever happened. Imagine standing on a beach. Every grain of sand represents one star in the observable universe. Now pick a single grain. The odds that humanity exists on that exact grain are already unimaginably small. But here's the terrifying twist. If even a tiny fraction of those grains produced intelligent civilizations, the universe should already be filled with ancient empires billions of years older than us. Instead, every grain appears silent, not empty, silent. And silence on this scale may be the loudest warning the universe can give. Think about evolution. Life on Earth existed for nearly 4 billion years. Dinosaurs ruled this planet for around 165 million years. Humans have used radio for barely over a century. Civilization occupies less than a microscopic fraction of Earth's history. We're newcomers, children wandering through an ancient universe. If advanced civilizations rise and fall quickly, their windows of communication may never overlap. Imagine two fireworks exploding hours apart in the same sky. Neither ever sees the other. But even that explanation begins to feel weak, because advanced civilizations wouldn't simply broadcast radio forever. Eventually, they'd become more efficient. more compact, more difficult to detect. Or perhaps they'd choose silence. Would you announce your location in a dark forest if you had no idea what was listening? This idea is called the dark forest hypothesis. Every civilization is both hunter and prey. No one knows another civilization's intentions. No one can verify whether a stranger is peaceful. And in space, mistakes are fatal. Imagine hearing footsteps in total darkness. You don't know whether they're friend or predator. You only know that hesitation could kill you. Now stretch that fear across light years. Perhaps every civilization hides, watching, waiting, never speaking first. Not because they're alone, because they're terrified. But maybe fear isn't what destroys civilizations. Maybe intelligence itself contains a fatal flaw. Every species that becomes technologically powerful eventually develops tools capable of ending itself. Nuclear weapons, artificial intelligence, engineered pandemics, climate collapse, nanotechnology. Every breakthrough increases possibility and risk. Progress becomes a race against wisdom. Can intelligence mature faster than its power? History doesn't inspire confidence. Our ancestors learned to split the atom before learning how to peacefully share the planet. Perhaps every civilization reaches this point, and statistically, most fail. Think about every civilization in human history. Empires believed they were unstoppable. Rome, the Maya, the Soviet Union. Each collapsed in ways people living inside them struggled to imagine. Now scale that pattern to an entire planet. An alien civilization could build skyscrapers taller than mountains, solve diseases, master fusion, and still disappear in a single century. When astronomers scan that world millions of years later, it would look completely natural. The universe erases evidence with terrifying efficiency. There's another possibility that is almost impossible to comprehend. What if advanced civilizations don't spread through space because they don't need to? Perhaps they turn inward. Imagine virtual realities indistinguishable from existence itself. Entire universes simulated inside machines. Infinite adventures. Infinite happiness. Infinite lives. Why colonize harsh planets when paradise fits inside a computer? Maybe the stars remain empty because intelligence eventually abandons physical expansion. Not through extinction, through transcendence. Or perhaps we're asking the wrong question entirely. We assume advanced civilizations should behave like us. Explore, expand, communicate. But evolution shaped human curiosity for survival on one small planet. Alien minds may value things we cannot even describe. Their goals could be as incomprehensible to us as quantum mechanics is to an ant. The universe might be alive with intelligence, and we'd never recognize it. Then there is the most unsettling possibility of all. Maybe someone already found us. Not with spaceships, not with giant lasers, simply by observing. Would a scientist interfere with animals in the wild? Usually not. They watch, record, remain invisible. If Earth is part of some enormous cosmic nature reserve, contact may be intentionally forbidden. Perhaps we're being studied, protected, or tested. The silence wouldn't mean absence. It would mean restraint. Then again, maybe there never was anyone. Maybe consciousness is unbelievably rare. Maybe the universe spent nearly 14 billion years creating one species capable of asking why it exists. If that's true, the responsibility becomes overwhelming. Everything humanity has ever created, every painting, every song, every scientific discovery, every act of kindness could represent the universe becoming aware of itself. Lose humanity, and an entire branch of cosmic consciousness disappears forever. But the great filter doesn't only ask where everyone is. It asks what kind of civilization we choose to become. Will we repeat the same mistakes that countless others made? Or become the exception? Maybe survival has nothing to do with intelligence. Maybe every civilization capable of building incredible machines also develops unstoppable greed, or endless tribalism, or technologies beyond its moral understanding. The true filter might not be scientific. It might be psychological. A civilization's greatest enemy may always come from within. Every generation inherits astonishing power. The next generation decides how to use it. That decision may echo for millions of years, or end everything in one afternoon. Here's a thought experiment that keeps scientists awake at night. Imagine two identical civilizations. One invents artificial superintelligence on Monday. The other invents reliable global cooperation on Tuesday. Only one survives. Technology can advance overnight. Wisdom usually takes centuries. If intelligence grows faster than responsibility, the great filter may not be a wall. It may simply be a clock, counting down from the moment a civilization becomes powerful enough to destroy itself. Look around your world. The satellites orbiting overhead, the smartphones in our hands, the rockets leaving Earth, the algorithms quietly shaping our decisions. Humanity is changing faster than at any point in history. Every decade rewrites the future. The great filter may not arrive with explosions. It may arrive through thousands of small choices, ignored warnings, unchecked ambition, convenient lies, or perhaps through courage, cooperation, humility. Maybe surviving the great filter requires something no equation can calculate. The willingness of billions of strangers to care about a future they'll never personally see. Because if we make it, if humanity survives the centuries ahead, we may become what every silent civilization never managed to become. The first species to step beyond the filter. The first to carry life between the stars. The first to answer the oldest question in the universe. And if one day our descendants finally receive a signal, it may not be a greeting. It may be a warning, a whisper crossing unimaginable distances. One sentence from a civilization that learned the truth too late. We were just like you, until we weren't. Tonight, when you look up at the stars, remember this. The silence above your head may not be empty. It may be the echo of civilizations that reached the same crossroads we face today. The same dreams, the same discoveries, the same impossible choices. And somewhere, hidden in that endless darkness, lies the answer to the greatest mystery humanity has ever asked. Are we the first, the last, or simply the next?